Guys, welcome back to Formula for Speed. I'm one of your hosts, Chad, and I'm here with my other lovely co-host, Babyface. Please say hello to people. Yeah, guys, we're back with Mexico, the Grand Prix. First of all, I want to send a congratulations to Max Verstappen and Red Bull, as well as Sergio Perez, babe. First and third. And again, the Lewis Hamilton finished second. Guys, me being a McLaren guy, I'm gonna just get out there and say it. We did not need this today. We didn't. We didn't need it today. Not Babyface. The Ferraris finished 5th and 6th today.
They did. Where did your McLaren boys finish?
10th and 12th. Guys.
And what did one of your McLaren boys do?
First of all, I'm gonna touch that. First lap, it was an incident, and you guys know it was an incident with Danny Rick and Bottas. I don't think Danny Rick could have done anything to avoid it. It just is a racing incident. The problem is I was hoping for Danny Rick because, Norris took the engine penalty. I was like, if Danny Rick can go decent, guys, I was hoping for at least a 5th or 6th place finish. And hopefully Norris work his way back up into the fray, as they say, maybe 8th or 9th, right? Didn't go like that, Babyface.
No, how did it go?
Now Ferrari's just flat out leading us, babe.
By how many points?
Babyface, I don't want to talk about it, okay?
Okay.
Guys, I'm going to tell you, I don't know where this Ferrari came from. Don't know what car they pulled back from previous era to use. But Babyface, we talked about this. This Ferrari is amazingly quick.
Yeah.
But before I get ahead of myself, shout out to Pierre Gasly. Had a 4th place finish, guys. He was running by himself pretty much the whole.
Pierre Gasly is the unsung hero.
Yeah, he was running by himself the whole
I feel
race.
like he doesn't get all the attention he really deserves. He's an excellent driver.
Oh yeah. Everybody knows he's a good driver. He's a very excellent driver. Shout out to Vettel for 7th. I think Aston Martin ran a very good strategy with him. So I'm gonna any Aston Martin fans, you guys had a great day today with Vettel. Raikkonen 8th. Guys, I don't know about you, but I'm happy to see Kimi. He finished 8th. Alonso 9th. Then my guy Norris, Giovinazzi, he had a promising race. He was 6th at one point. He finished 11th. Danny Rick 12th. Ocon 13th. Stroll 14th. Bottas, had some of the worst luck today I've seen. Guys, let me know in the comments. You probably seen this with him before. There's some days he just has bad luck. He gets spun. Then the slow pit stop, he did get fastest lap, so he stole that point back from Red Bull. But it was just, he started off on pole, and if you guys been watching the Mexican Grand Prix for a long time, long enough, as well as you, Babyface, ideally, I would want to start where Max started because you get the benefit of the slipstream and that path that he was on. It was phenomenal. So ideally, that's where you want to start. Bottas didn't have a good day. Then the rest, Latifi, Mazepin, Mick and Tsunoda didn't finish. So, what you got for me, Babyface?
So, Mexico qualifying. Stroll, Tsunoda, and Russell, along with Lando, they were all going to start in the back of the grid anyway, so no matter where.
Engine penalties, which is,
They qualified in, so that was one.
Right.
Q1. Stroll had a crash. And it was a mean looking crash.
Yeah.
And that caused a red flag.
Yeah, it was
and
bad.
There was about 10 minutes, 58 seconds left to the qualifying session, but that red flag was out there for a full safety car, and it made sense because they had to get him out. He got out by himself, but they had to clear the track, the whole 9.
Yeah.
Then Red Bull kept saying that they were doing precautionary work on the wing, and It looked like they had a piece of duct tape on the back. Now, you have educated me and said it's not duct tape.
No.
To the average consumer looking at that looked like, for the average consumer looking at this, it looked like there was a silver piece of duct tape on the Red Bull wing.
Well, may I interject? If you guys have been watching F1 for a long time know, if you go try to buy that so-called duct tape from 3M, they're going to charge you about $3,000 a roll. $3,000 US dollars. I don't know how much in euro that'd be, but it's expensive. Normal duct tape's a lot less.
Okay, I digress. So on the back of the Red Bull wing, there was some very overpriced, expensive duct tape.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, okay, so they were repairs. Yeah, they had repairs.
Then a shocker for me was Alonso was out in Q1.
He was.
That was a shocker. Then in Q2, there was a brief yellow flag for Giovinazzi spinning or going onto he didn't spin it, he went into the gravel.
Yeah.
It was very short-lived.
Yep.
He actually perfectly went into the barriers where he literally his car slammed flush against the barrier. So it was really just the tires taking most of the hit rather than the car damaging.
Yeah.
So it was a very short-lived yellow flag. Q3, towards the end of Q3, Perez goes off the track. And so what happened was, as he's coming around the corner, Tsunoda had gone off the track. Perez gets distracted by the fact that Tsunoda's off the track, and then he gets off the track, and then here comes Max cutting around the corner with these two trying to get back on the track. No damage overall.
Yeah.
It was some minor excitement at the conclusion of Q3.
Yep.
Now, we get to the race today. Bottas was on pole.
Yeah, he
Hamilton
stole pole.
Was second. So
and
we
Mercedes looked good in qualifying.
Really good.
You guys look really good.
Red Bull with the swing situation, they couldn't find the pace.
Bluff.
They couldn't find the pace.
So they said. I was like, that's a Mercedes
Clearly
move.
They had the pace.
That was a Mercedes move.
Then we had a Mercedes 1-2 lockout. We had a Red Bull second row lockout, which Perez was exactly where Red Bull needed him to be, which made me happy to see. So the lap opens. Danny Rick does some late braking, taps the back wheel of
he was
Bottas,
no way to avoid it.
which then results Bottas into spinning and facing the wrong way.
Well, to be fair, Bottas on the start dropped back into the field.
Ruining Bottas and Rick's race.
Listen, guys, as well as you and I know, if you saw that race, true, it did ruin his race. But to be fair, Bottas on the start, he didn't get the best start. He may have been trying to help Lewis, but he slipped back into the field, kind of slipped back, way back to where Danny Rick started, which was 7th. Right? So he fell back, and there was no way to avoid it. I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying what happened. But to your point, it was a spin.
Somebody has to take the blame. I'm blaming Danny Rick.
They're going to blame Rick. All right.
Meanwhile, both Red Bulls had a fantastic start because Verstappen was out front leading the race straight out of the gate. Perez, it looked like the two Red Bulls were hugging the Mercedes.
It looked to me, they thought, guys, and to be fair, let me know in the comments what you think. It looked to me, that whole wing fiasco, I thought it was a bluff. But then again, it looked like they overnight developed something out of no... Because the pace on that Red Bull today, babyface.
That Red Bull is fast.
Man, I mean, guys, I've been saying it all season since the beginning. That Red Bull is a faster car, all around better car than Mercedes this year. But today, it was just no comparison. At one point, he was out there cruising by 17.5 seconds.
Oh yeah, he was out there.
He was gone. So yeah, it was clearly a bluff to me.
Meanwhile, Yuki got hit pretty early on. He was out of the race.
He did.
Mick didn't finish. He and Ocon had a little tap with Mick, and he didn't finish. Danny Rick with his little dance of tap dance lost.
He lost the wing.
The front wing.
Yeah.
So right out of the first lap, not even completing the first lap, we had a full safety car.
Full safety car, yep.
And lap 5, there was a restart. Again, a restart that went fantastically well for Verstappen. He took off. There was nothing that could be done about it.
You weren't catching them.
Meanwhile, by the time the restart happened, Danny Rick and Bottas were dead last.
Yeah.
Both of them.
They start working together to make their way.
They did. By lap 18,
Through the,
Bottas
field.
was in 12th, Danny Rick was in 11th.
Yeah, and they had the pace on those hard tires, guys. Those two cars had much better pace than the cars that were actually starting in the back of the field. So
They did.
yeah, I wasn't surprised at that.
Then lap 30, Hamilton pits 2.4 seconds for the hard compound tires.
Yeah.
Lap 33, Verstappen responds with a 2.2 pit stop with also hard compound tires.
That was fast.
Lap 40, Danny Rick finally gets out of the way because Bottas never was able to overtake him. Danny Rick finally pits, puts on a set of mediums. He has a 2.9 second pit stop.
Wasn't the fastest, but
It wasn't catastrophic.
It wasn't.
Meanwhile, also in lap 40, Perez pits 2.3 seconds for hard compound tires. I mean, Red Bull hands down has always had
Quickest
the
pit stops.
best pit stops ever. Followed lap 42. My nightmare just expounded because Bottas comes in to pit for a set of medium tires. The front left
It's the same
will
tire.
not come off.
Was that Monaco that happened?
I thought it was in Monaco, yeah.
Was it Monaco? The same fiasco, like that front left tire. They couldn't get it off.
Sat there. Was it the front left? Because I thought it was the rear one. Either way.
May have been the rear. It may have been the rear.
These things got so hot, they struggled to get this thing off. Bottas sat in the pit stop.
It seemed like forever.
For 11.7 seconds, which in the terms of Formula 1 is an eternity.
Your race is
and a
almost
half.
done. You guys know that. You all know that. Yeah.
Meanwhile, then Norris pits finally because he was out there for a while.
Right.
Lap 45, Norris pits 2.8 seconds for the hard compound.
He was out there. Norris stayed out there for forever. But I see what they were trying to do. You know, they probably had to change the plans around because of what happened with Rick. So they had to salvage something, right? Try to.
Yeah. And then we saw some team orders on
Ferrari.
Ferrari's wall.
Because
where
Sainz was faster.
They asked Leclerc and Sainz to switch to
Sainz
try
was
to
faster.
hunt down Gasly, which in effect they never did, but you know.
I knew they were okay. I knew, and guys, let me know in the comments what you think. How fast those Honda packaged cars are running this year. I didn't think the Ferraris were going to catch Gasly. I know they were trying to, but I'm like, you know what? Not going to happen. They're too fast this year. Let me know in the comments what you think. I just didn't think they were going to catch them. I do know Ferrari, when they did that upgrade, I knew they were going to be a lot faster.
Yeah, they were sandbagging.
Babyface, I'm worried. McLaren fans, my fellow McLaren fans, I'm worried. I gotta be honest, because that Ferrari has pace, and I know we're gonna come back strong next race. I get that, but it's just they have pace. I mean, they're running up there fifth and sixth, right?
Yeah.
And they have the potential to finish actually higher than that the last 5 races. So I don't know, baby. This is gonna, babyface. This is gonna be tight.
So how many points are Ferrari now?
Now, I didn't want to look. I didn't want to look. Okay. So right now, oh man, they got us by 13.5 points. 268.5 to 255, and again that was because of today. So ideally, we gotta finish ahead of them, and I hope they got some. I hate to say this, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I want some DNFs from them. I need them. I need some DNFs. It's gotta happen. Because the way they're running, I mean, babyface. Guys, you've seen the Ferrari. All my Ferrari fans.
Oh, they found pace.
Ferrari fans out there, where did you find this pace? Because it wasn't there last year. What car did you pull from? Was it the 19 car, the 18 car, which is an absolute rocket? That 18 car was a rocket.
So here's something to give
So
you.
where do they pull? Where are they pulling the
Here's
speed
something
from?
to give you something to worry about. Ferrari has been saying this whole time that they're not putting a lot of attention into this
Next
car.
year.
They're focusing all of their attention to next year's car when the rules change. So if this is the car speed when they're not giving it all of their attention, I think you have something to worry about for next season.
With that being said, so do everyone else. So does Ferrari's usually a front runner in this sport. So for the fact that they're saying they're putting all their energy in the next year's car, that means Red Bull, Mercedes, McLaren. You can name any other team on the grid. Everyone needs to be worried. Because ideally, it's good for F1 for them to be running front. It's great, right? They've always been a front. They've never been a best of the rest team. No one knows Ferrari, with that history they have, to be a best of the rest team. So realistically, where they really should be running is up there with Red Bull, Mercedes, and that's where they should be. They should be fighting for just. I don't know where. Again, Babyface is not a fan of Ferrari. Guys, what I will say is they've pulled pace from somewhere because this car didn't look like this last year, and so they have the pace. So guys, let me know in the comments, what do you all think about this Ferrari this year? I mean, not taking anything away from the drivers, because those drivers, the two drivers, Leclerc and Sainz, I like them. They're good. So, I don't know, Babyface. I'm worried.
The race was nitty gritty all the way to the end because there was a good chance that Verstappen and Perez were going to have a 1-2 finish in the front.
Hamilton did everything
With the
good.
last 10 laps to go, Perez started kissing at the back wing of Hamilton, and he was out there by himself. Again, the tables have turned. Max, the last season and the season before, he found himself splitting the Mercedes by himself. Now it's Hamilton splitting the Red Bulls.
I'm going to tell you something.
I'm amazed that he kept Checo behind him.
I'm going to tell you something. Today, what I seen today from that Red Bull car, I've been saying it all. That car is a cut above it's a superior car.
Oh, yeah.
They keep saying Mercedes is faster in the straights.
No.
I got to be honest with you. Today, I'm not so sure what I saw today. It could have been, but, and it probably was, because there were times I saw where Checo had DRS in the straights, right, guys? And he got closer, but not close enough. But overall, to me, that Red Bull is a much better balanced car.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even close. And it's rare to see Mercedes get out-developed. It's rare to see. So, it's exciting. I mean, now they're separated by less than a race win. So, it's still a close fight, right? And this is what everyone wanted. Still a close fight. Now, the Constructors is much closer. So, this is what everybody wants. You got a close fight between us and Ferrari going in the last 4 or 5 races, right? So this is good. This is good. I don't know. I'm worried. I'm a McLaren fan, guys. Of course, you all know that. I'm worried. I'm very worried. Mercedes, you have nothing to worry about. I think you guys are fine. I think you're fine. Red Bull fans, you all are fine. You all need to be worried about me. Us and my McLaren boys. Okay? Do you see what's happening to us? I thought we were, guys, we were in good shape. All of a sudden, Ferrari gets an upgrade, and I'm like, wait a minute. What is going on here? After Danny Rick won that race, I said, man, I think we're okay.
We're speaking of, is your disappointment and your pain for your team represented in the fact that you are not wearing your McLaren hat today?
No, that's not it at all. I'll be honest with you, that's not it at all. It has nothing to do with it. People like Mercedes fans, they think this is funny, right? Guys, if you know Mercedes fans or Red Bull fans, sometimes they'll poke fun at us, other little guys. They'll take little shots. Us little guys. Whoa.
Wait, you're calling yourself the little guy.
This season we are. Compared to you two, we are.
Because I'm here to tell you that, historically speaking, McLaren has the best car ever developed in the sport.
I mean, absolutely. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. There will never be another better car to me, better than that. We're not talking about that season. We're talking about this season. Thank you for admitting that as well. I don't care how good of a car the turbo hybrid era produces with Red Bull, Mercedes. It'll never be better than that M4.
Okay.
Never. Put that out there, guys. I'm biased, but who cares? The point is, this season, we are the little guy compared to those two juggernauts.
No, you're not the little guy. You're contending for best of the rest. The little guys are hard.
If you look at the pace of those two teams compared to the rest of the teams, you guys are like, put it like this. It's not even close. There's no.
Well, maybe we would have seen a better pace if your guy didn't tap the back wheel of my guy.
I needed Bottas to have a better start. I needed him to have a better start.
I needed Danny Rick to keep his tire away from Bottas'
He
tire.
couldn't go anywhere. You seen it, guys. You saw it. You saw it, which is an unfortunate event. It was unfortunate.
With consequences.
And guys, side note, I'm gonna tell you something. Anybody ever notice it gets a little iffy on that radio with Haas, with Mazepin? Side note, I'm gonna just put that out there because in qualifying, it seemed to me that they asked Mazepin to move and let Mick pass because he was running quicker.
Yep.
It seemed to be faster, to be fair.
Yeah.
Mazepin, I don't think liked it. And he asked his engineer, "Are you having a laugh?" Like, I think that, I don't know if maybe that's their dynamic. I don't know, but his engineer didn't sound like he was joking.
So Nikita asked to pass Mick, and the engineer came back and said, "No, stay where you are." And he's like, "But I'm faster. Are you having a laugh?" And the guy was like, "No, I'm not having a laugh." He has a lot of mouth for someone that always finishes last and bought that seat. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah, that dynamic is interesting as well. Which we got to do a let's talk about it and talk about a couple things. But yeah, strong finish again. Congratulations at the end of the day to Checo.
Yes,
it was great to see him on a podium.
Mexican driver and at the Mexican Grand Prix. That was a fantastic moment for Mexico, for Checo. I mean, I'm not mad at the finish in the least because you could tell the crowd was just losing their entire mind.
Max even held up the Mexican flag.
Yeah, of course, that's his teammate. You know, his family was there. Plus, Checo's doing exactly what Red Bull has been looking for ever since Danny Rick left.
Yeah, he's up there. I will say 314,000 fans. That's huge. And I was watching Max's reaction. He looked. I don't think no one's ready for that kind of party. When you have Checo finishing on the podium, you probably can't imagine how loud that is down there.
Verstappen, that was humbling because he has this orange army.
Yeah.
His orange army got nothing on all of the Mexico Stadium.
It's a lot of people, man. I'm gonna tell you.
You know those orange things? The smoke.
It's only two or three other places that rival that Mexico City crowd. That's Silverstone, Suzuka, and Imola. To me, because Imola's like that with Ferrari.
Imola, Mexico with Checo, especially with Checo, what he just did and going on the podium. Silverstone's
crazy.
Silverstone's
crazy.
Listen, the Max crowd.
Suzuka.
The Max crowd is strong, but I think Max being, even though he's the A driver and he's contending for the championship, I think he realized he is on Checo's territory. Nobody's going to be worried about Max.
They came out in full force.
They came out to support.
He said this is how loud they were. He said, I heard him coming in as I was rounding going into the stadium. I heard the fans. Do you know how loud you got to be? A driver has, guys, insulated helmet. He has the fire gear on. He has his earphones in, right? Yeah. And he still hears the crowd.
Good for him because Checo has been on the grid for quite a while with a couple of teams. And Checo, though he has a couple of maybe questionable moves that he's made in the past in his earlier days, Checo's a solid driver. He's a solid driver and he deserved that. Yeah, let the whole stadium calm down for Checo. Give him some.
It's huge.
Give him some attention. Give him some love. You know who I wish would get that love and get that showing? Gasly in France.
I think Gasly's gonna start getting it.
Because Gasly's another one. Solid driver. Every driver I feel like has some type of representation. If you've been on the grid for a while, I'm not talking about the rookies because they just started, but the ones I've been on the grid for a while, they deserve, what they do is, none of us can do what they do. Because if we could, we would be in those seats.
Yeah.
Good for him. Made me happy to see Checo, having his whole country rally behind him.
I'm going to tell you who else, guys, we missed this year. Yuki in Japan. I was excited to see the kind of welcome he was going to get. Because I think that would have been huge. They love F1 over there. And of course, that was canceled.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to see. We were supposed to go to the Canadian Grand Prix this year
We were!
because Canada has 2 drivers on the grid, which they're a great crowd as well.
Yeah, Latifi and Stroll.
Yeah.
They had a squabble on the grid too today. They had a little back and forth battling.
Yeah. It was a good race. I will say that. It was not a boring race. It was a good race to me.
It wasn't boring. I may have not been entirely happy with the results. Neither were you. But it was a good race.
You got second place. All right. And you got fastest lap. What did we get? Again,
What did you
sympathy and empathy for McLaren fans.
Why?
We got 10th and 12th. And Ferrari got 5th and 6th.
Whose fault is that? Let me hear it. Whose fault is that?
First of all, there's many factors that goes into why
Okay.
they got 5th and 6th. And guys, you know this.
Short answer. Whose
Short
fault?
answer?
Whose fault is the fact that your guys barely finished?
It's many people's fault.
Oh, okay.
It's many people's fault.
Okay.
What happened? You know, what's going on right now. You can try to demonize McLaren if you want to, but that's not going to work. It's not going to work.
I'm not demonizing McLaren. I
It's not
have nothing
gonna
against McLaren.
Yeah. For Bottas slipping back through the crowd, which he shouldn't have done, and ruining Danny Rick's
Do you have
race.
anything else productive to say?
We'd have been much better off, babyface. But again, guys, thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe. Let us know what you thought about the race. Who's your teams again? Babyface, your guy finished second. He held him off. So it's gonna be tight going down the stretch. Any final? Do you think you have a chance to catch that Red Bull car this year?
Oh,
Because that thing is
It's
fast. It reminds me how fast it is. It's reminiscent of the Mercedes car last year. It's just how it gets out and runs, like on this track. I was like,
Yeah.
oof. So yeah, that wing bluff they did, that was good. I like that. They took a page out of Mercedes' book. I like that. Something's wrong with them. I was like, there's nothing wrong with their wing. There is nothing wrong with their wing. Nothing.
$20. They literally put $3 duct tape on it to make it seem like something's wrong.
That could be a.
Oh, so now I'm not so outlandish for suggesting that's duct tape.
But the first don't do that because the first thing you did was suggest that if it had really been a repair, they only put cheap duct tape
Do
on
you
there.
have anything else of value to add?
Well, to the high class Mercedes fans, congratulations on your second place. I hope you guys give Red Bull a good squabble down the run. To my McLaren fans, stay strong. Because that Ferrari car has pace. To my Ferrari fans, you guys got pace. I don't know. I don't know where you got it from, but it's here. So, hey guys, thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Bye!